Oh, that was not good. Sorry about that, guys. I sat on my phone there. Welcome back to The Nest, and today we are going to be reviewing another old movie. We are going to be reviewing a very well-known one, and that is King Kong from 1933. I gotta say, I did really enjoy this one as well. If you don't know what it's about, it tells the story of a man named Carl Denham who decides to take a ship out to an island, and he's hired a failing actress named Ann Darrow to go with him. Thing is, they've come across this island called Skull Island. The natives there decide to sacrifice the beautiful Ann Darrow towards Kong in exchange for him keeping them safe, probably. Yeah. Kong is this big giant ape, and after seeing what he's capable of, they decide to take him away to New York City for a film. But the problem is, he goes on a large rampage and he demolishes the place. However, he decides to take Anne to the top of the Empire State Building, and it is there, sadly, that he meets his demise, even though he was quite crazy. Anyway, thing I want to know is, what do they use to, make the large gorilla and the dinosaurs and all the inhabitants of Skull Island, I'd say I hear they use stop motion or something, but obviously you can't judge them by the way they have the visuals and everything, because, it was 1933, and for a film from 1933, they didn't have the CGI that we kids see today. Well, what can you do? I gotta say, I kind of see Kong as Frankenstein's monster in a way. As you remember in the last review, I had a look at Frankenstein, and I just think Kong was misunderstood. He was just lonely. He was scaring poor Miss Darrow to death. At least she was rescued in the end. You can't really sympathise with Kong here, but he's a wild animal like Frankenstein's monster. He was a creature that shouldn't have been messed with. He should have just been left alone, Skull Island, and they brought him to New York City, and he demolished the place. If you see something like that, just leave it alone. I think that's the moral of the story to these two films that I've reviewed. Never, ever, 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 ever mess with a supernatural creature. I wonder how audience members felt whenever he tackled a large dinosaur to the ground, just snapped its jaw and played with it. I guess people have always wanted to see a giant gorilla fight with a dinosaur. And a snake. And Pteranodon. I have to say, I do really enjoy the performances. I do feel sorry for Kong though, because he fell down to the bottom of the Empire State Building. He died, and the thing I want to know is how they're going to get rid of that large body. Maybe use a crane or something. They'll have to use something, because they've never had a big large gorilla in their country before. Well, as you know, it wasn't the airplanes, and this is a line I love in the film, the very last line of the film. It was beauty killed the beast. He was just so overwhelmed by by Miss Darrow's beauty. It's just a woman he'd never seen before. I do think it's kind of weird. I do know gorillas have 90% of our DNA, but I do think it's a wee bit weird that Kong, as a giant gorilla, has a crush on a small human who's probably the size of a mouse compared to him. And compared to him, he's probably the size of us. I don't know, this is all just so ridiculous. But here, I have to say that's one of the best films I've ever seen. It's such a great film, really clever. Whoever came up with that idea, a giant gorilla kidnapping a woman, and they decide to make a movie of him. Do tell me what this means. I don't know what they mean by Kong being the 8th wonder of the world. I don't know what the other 7 are. If you do know, leave a comment in the comment section. But it was beauty that killed the beast, and there's nothing we can do to stop that. But Kong was just a wee bit too dangerous to be left alive. He was too mad, he was too feral, and it's the same with Frankenstein's monster. Him thinking it was an attack, him trying to protect himself from the fire, they thought it was an attack. He thought it was an attack when they were using the cameras. Look, if you're in the zoo, never ever flash a camera at an animal. You're just going to make it go wild. treat animals how you'd want to be treated. Because at the end of the day, they're people. But thank you all for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. I know, remember, if this video gets enough likes and views, and remember, if I get some milestone in subscribers, remember, I'll start gaming on this channel. And remember, like the reviews, all the games are such a big surprise, you don't know what's going to happen. But thank you all for watching. I love you all to death, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.